The Best OLED TV is a prestigious title. OLED TVs are the pinnacle of picture reproduction, phenomenal motion processing, and top-of-the-line upscaling. With unbeatable black levels and perfect contrast, they offer a cinema-like experience for not that much more money than a traditional LED LCD or QLED TV. Despite costing more than an equivalent mini LED or QLED TV, you don't need to spend a fortune to get the best OLED TV. Both the Samsung S95C and ever-popular LG C3 OLED can be had for under $1,500, while the LG B3 OLED can be found for right around $1,000. You can spend more for better picture performance. The LG C4 OLED and Sony A95L OLED both offer a more refined viewing experience. But don't feel like you're locked out of buying an OLED just because you don't have $2,000 or $3,000 to spend. We have listed the top 5 best OLED TV 2024. And their key features, you need to consider this to help you choose the best one for you. For more information on the product, as always, I've included a link in the description box down below, which are updated with the best prices on each product. Like the video, comment, and don't forget to subscribe. Be sure to stay tuned till the end, so you don't miss anything now. Let's get started. Number 5. Samsung S95D, Best OLED 2024. I have never, in all my years as a tech reviewer, seen such intense feelings over a TV. That TV, of course, is the Samsung S95D QD OLED, Samsung's flagship OLED TV for 2024. We'll get to the controversy and hoopla in a moment, but first things first. The Samsung S95D is one hell of a TV, one of the brightest, and definitely one of the best of the year. Everyone who passed through the studio while I was working on this review was blown away by the S95D. All around, its picture is excellent. With or without the lights on its brightness capabilities excel, color accuracy is great and well saturated, and its highlights just pop. It features Samsung's One Connect box, that I'm a big fan of, which allows a single cable connection to the TV to massively reduce cable clutter, and some respectable built-in sound for a TV with rear-firing speakers and 8 bass transducers lining the back. It's a well-rounded premium TV. So what's all the controversy about then? Unveiled at CES 2024, the Samsung S95D showed off a feature that has since caused quite an uproar, albeit mostly among TV enthusiasts who have mucked up the conversation around this TV. It's anti-glare/anti-reflective technology. Designed to help dissipate any ambient light reflecting off the screen, the tech spreads it out across the screen's surface, making for a less harsh viewing experience, especially in bright rooms where traditional OLEDs tend to struggle. However, the dispersion does have an effect over the entire screen, and there's a vocal minority that would prefer a more localized effect like in most other TVs. Before I get into picture quality, let's cover some basics. The S95D is a QD OLED TV, which means it can fundamentally produce higher color purity and a slightly wider color gamut, with better saturation in very bright colors than a WRGB OLED panel. That enhanced performance is not something so easily seen on its own. But if you put this TV next to, say, an LG G4, you can see the difference in some cases, especially in the way it handles reds. Whether you like that is up to personal preference. Number 4. LG G4 OLED, Best Image Quality, OLED TVs deliver the best picture we've ever tested at CNET, and over the last few years, LG has continued to improve its highest-end models in the G series. In 2023, we awarded the G3 the title of the best TV for picture quality, and this year's version, the G4, is even better. In our side-by-side comparisons, it beat its predecessor in brightness and overall image quality with the kind of jaw-dropping images you can only get from a top-flight OLED TV. In a bright room, however, the G4 fell short of the performance of its direct competitor, the Samsung S95D. That's because the Samsung uses an all-new matte screen finish, which in our tests did a better job fighting reflections than the more typical glossy screen of the Samsung. The S95D's matte finish has its downside, namely a reduction in contrast, but overall we preferred its bright room image quality over the G4 AS. Both of those two high-end old TVs looked incredible and largely identical in darker rooms. Aside from the screen finish, neither showed a marked advantage over the other. Yes, the Samsung's colour was a bit more saturated at times, and it got slightly brighter, but those aren't major differences. And the G4 has other advantages over the S95D, including an 83-inch size. Here's where we mention that most TV viewers will be perfectly satisfied with something less expensive but still excellent, like the step-down LG C4 or a mini LED model. That said, the G4 is an excellent choice for anyone who wants a high-performance television and is willing to pay for it. LG also offers a less expensive OLED range, the C series, which isn't as bright and lacks the G series gallery-style design. Last year, we considered the C3 the best high-end TV for the money, thanks to its excellent quality and substantially lower price than the G3. We'll review the 2024 C4 soon, but we don't expect any major year-over-year advancements, so the C3 remains a great value as long as it's available. The G4 panel is super thin and sleek with a nearly unnoticeable bezel, allowing the picture to take up seemingly the entire screen. LG designed the TV with wall mounting in mind. There's an indentation on the back that allows it to sit nearly flush against the wall when you use LG's special bracket and calls the design Gallery. Number 3. Sony Bravia XR. A 95L, best high-end. The Sony A95L OLED is Sony's flagship 4K QD OLED TV in 2023, replacing the Sony A95K OLED. It's powered by Sony's cognitive processor XR image processor and is the only Sony TV in 2023 to use MediaTek's latest Pentonic 1000 HDMI chipset. This in turn enables Dolby Vision gaming at up to 120 Hz, a first for Sony TVs. It uses the popular Google TV Smart interface, which is easy to use and has a huge selection of streaming apps, and the TV has an internal microphone for hands-free voice control. It also supports Sony's S-Center speaker input, which can turn the TV into a center speaker channel for a connected soundbar or home theater receiver, and an ATSC 3.0 tuner for up to 4K over-the-air broadcast support. It's available in 55, 65, and 77-inch sizes, so there's something for most viewing environments. The Sony Bravia. A 95L is a fantastic TV for any usage. It looks great in a bright room thanks to its high peak brightness and fantastic reflection handling. Like all OLED TVs, it's also superb for watching in a dark room thanks to its perfect inky blacks and nearly infinite contrast ratio. This also makes it an incredible TV for watching movies in HDR, as bright highlights stand out incredibly well, even in bright scenes. Finally, it's an exceptionally good TV for gaming, thanks to its super low input lag, crystal clear motion, and a wide array of gaming features like VRR and 4K at 120Hz Dolby Vision gaming. The Sony A95L is an amazing TV for watching shows in a bright room. Its high peak brightness combined with fantastic reflection handling means you don't have to worry about distracting glare in a bright room. The built-in Google TV Smart interface has a massive selection of apps, and with both hands-free voice control and gesture controls with the included camera, you can quickly jump back into your favourite shows, even if your kids hid the remote. Number 2. LG C2, Best Entry Level. In the last few years, LG's C-series OLED models have risen to the top of my list as the best high-end TV for the money, and C2 is the latest example. The C2 offers image quality that's a clear step above any non-OLED TV I've seen, a bigger range of sizes than ever, including a new 42-inch option, and a price that's not too steep. This year, however, the OLED TV competition is tougher than ever. LG's arch-rival Samsung has an OLED TV too, promising better colour with an all-new QD OLED panel. Sony offers two different kinds of OLED, including a QD OLED of its own that looks pretty sweet in person. And in 2022 more TV makers sell mini LED models, which promise excellent image quality for much less money than OLED. And while it's excellent, the C2 isn't a huge leap compared to previous models. In my side-by-side comparisons, the C2 and last year's LG C. One old TV looked very similar despite the C2's new Evo panel, one of the 2022 upgrades LG touts. I haven't reviewed other 2022 old TVs yet, but from what I've seen so far, I'd be surprised if they were significantly better than the C2. The C2 is also cheaper and available in more sizes than models like the LG G2 and those QD old TVs. It also outperforms QLED TVs like the Samsung QN90B and TCL 6 series. That's why I consider the LG C2 the best high-end TV for the money of 2022. I performed a hands-on evaluation of the 65-inch OLED C2, but this review also applies to the other screen sizes in the series. All sizes have identical specs and, according to the manufacturer, should provide very similar picture quality. Number 1. Samsung S90C. Best value. The Samsung S90C is a high-end 4K TV in Samsung's 2023 lineup, sitting below the Samsung S95C OLED. It has a QD OLED panel, promising some of the brightest and most vibrant colours available on a TV. It has Samsung's laser slim design, neural quantum processor, 4K AI upscaling with quantum HDR OLED technology, and Motion Accelerator Turbo Pro for enhanced motion processing. This TV officially supports 4K at 144Hz or 4K at 120Hz on the 83-inch model, so it's a gaming powerhouse, especially with its full HDMI 2.1 bandwidth support on all 4 HDMI ports. Like other Samsung TVs, it uses Samsung's proprietary Tizen OS Smart interface, which offers a large selection of apps and games. It's available in 4 sizes: 55-inch, 65-inch, 77-inch, and a world-equipped 83-inch size. The Samsung S90C is a fantastic TV for every usage. It has good SDR peak brightness, so it's great for watching TV shows or sports in a bright room, especially with its superb reflection handling. It truly shines for HDR movies and games, especially in a dark room where its old panel, with its deep, inky blacks, truly performs at its best. The very low input lag makes it fantastic for gamers, as your inputs are translated almost instantaneously to the screen. Its superb response time makes it a great choice for fans of fast-moving content, whether sports or games, as action stays clear and crisp throughout. Sadly, it doesn't support any DTS audio formats, making it tricky for a home entertainment centre, and it only has adequate low-quality content smoothing, which isn't optimal for streaming services with low bit rates.